Nakapagawa daw doktor dahil mga Victorian TAMAPTA Tabagkop daw doktor rakita ka na ni ukulkulo kalit habag parak ka huting habang ay payaan bata daw doktor tit kakiri oktap ko dun nuapag tam na ati kakoni tuturak tuyo ko bulakon daw retap ti Maloys Rogers habang nakapag daw doktor hiw daw doktor lo takalago.
Back to the lonely land, going back to the only land, out where the winds can blow 1,000 miles or more. Gonna jump on a big jet plane, turn my face to the north again, out where I've got 1,000,000 miles right outside my door. All the busy people I see in this crowded city street, I never could understand the lure of the lonely land. No, 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 I just can't breathe this city air in a place where no one seems to care. So I'm gonna turn my thoughts to where I'll find peace of mind. La 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 la. Going back to the lonely land, going back to the only land, out where the winds can blow 1,000 miles or more. Gonna jump on a big jet plane, turn my face to the north again, back where I've got 1,000,000 miles just outside my door. La 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 la.
Kupang medyo tamani mga medyo manikani tam Northwest Territories ngani. Ano taman na ipait kalawak matun kalawak to. Naptaw kana inuwin badun kalawak. Taman naptaw no na nakublo ni aulat simay do ni. Taman no na hunig lakata ni tuan sa bakpan ni seismic line ni tiyak kamani. Iba kala kaming kuramik taman kayo meron. Tamaraptaok tamakwa pakit na mihikid na nakwakawelo kulugidid na tayo makakaliragayit taman na kurak pakit na milong kauti lugulupiragagat taman naptaok publakalo taman na galan pakin niya kakagat tamanin nung naptig ni pagkuaptaok ay bakalakwat tamawangan nung naptig nun ibakalihuguluwaktut tayo kag ngagalan Norman Welsman Okoro-koro ni kibakalayak tutay ka ni Norman Wells me pakit luting 1920 me okoro-koro amik. Tamagkuap tao na nila kakupam ako noang ni tao tukakagayit ibakalugilyo tamagkodo yakagaruat tao na ni magkunanuno na matani to at tamani bakalugit. Tamaritay na hek tamani umawlo kukpawlo nunangani uyakay tamagko na epektokulugit pilakagayit tamagkuahit pakit na mahik ilihimabulugit tayo na okoro-koroanik pakiriwikilat. Tamagkuap tayo kay bakala kaming explorationik pilagayit tayo kini 1960 mi pakit sinyakwat okoro-koroamik tayo kini Alaska nataka na nga ni taga ni Prudhoe Bay mi 1968 mi tayo kani West Atkinson 1970 mi Imperial tap ko pakit sinakanakwat okoro-koroamik mani takay mahinyani nunapting ni tamagkuap tayo pakit matik tamarap tayo tap ko din yung idna ihaguti welong nakwat iwakalakakoting okoro-koroanik ilo tamagkuning alipubulakaroanik tamagkuap tayo kanyo itawari ni ihaguti welong nakwat ihaguti hakkatak matatakan na ni Tuktoyaktuks. Nakkaptaok tamakkuatuhaana kaming tamaani kaanidam taqayunganinunanganillu imperial kutaapko pakinna imata uqurquluamik taapko esu resource nikpirarigait tabai tamakkuaptaoq uqurqulualaqita aggiaquting tamakkuningatuhaa kaming pakittuanik Doom Patrollam kullu Gulf White kullu tamakkuaptaoqallat pikilqaaqulat uqurqulualaqini tamaungaptaoq ivaqalerialigit minequtamaani nunamillu taqayumillu ivaqalaquting uqurquruamigilu puvlaqaruamigilu tamakkuaptaoqaggia mata kamneqilangiluat uqurqurualaqini tuttuurartuumun tavrani tuttuurartuumi iagutipluting 1974 minagalaan 1975 mun upinaqalamin upinaqaangani tavrani ivaqala mata tamakkua havaktidinyugiakkivi tamakkuaptaoq tauqsiqaniartitinyugiaktuat tamakkuat tavrani tauqsiqaniartingit tamakkuaptaoq agilluting hakuliviulaqutik takanani tamaani Northwest Territories ni
Well, I think that it's, since about 1979, 1980, the company has grown steadily every year.
During the time the oil companies were in the north, how did that help your business to grow?
Really good.
During the time the oil companies were in the north, how did that help your business to grow?
It's been our mainstay.
During the time that the oil companies were in the north, did it help your business to grow?
That was the basis for the growth of this business, was the overflow from the oil camps.
During the time the oil companies were here in the north, how did that help the Hudson's Bay here in Tuck grow?
Well, we were still going pretty strong, especially this past summer.
tamakkuaptaoq maani Northwest Territories ni kamneruat mikigaluartua tagiluting havakutik tavrani tunilutik tauqsiqtuqutigilu qulinitaapkunani ukiuni itna uquruluaqakihuiqpaulaquni tamakkuat nagalikkaangeequtik taapkuat haamlatkat tuttuulaqtorumut takana tuttuulaqtuoq naneriaqtorvihuulunilu anguniaqavihuulunilu qilalukkanun piluaq Inuit 700 oqqajaqutik takani inugiaktilaangit tavraptaoq havaanik toqutik takanani kiñalleqaahavaguktuaq havatlahivluni naneriaqtortit makkua tamakkunani havallaquting nannunik munaqalinikhuting tamakku oil company munaqipulugit tamakkuannani liqaaptaoq havaanikhuting utoqqanaakkaluat tamakkuaptaoq nutauluat Inuit havakutik tamaani niortortuani tamakkunna havaguuhipluting tamakkuaptaoq akralligaqaluanik aulatsiuhuiplutik takanani agalaat tamaani 1985-86 minuagalaan tamanna uquluquluaqtao akiaman taimaaria matutpulik taapkua taimaahutingihautivullaagiahuting yasolu tuumlu kaaflu manik tamanna tavulunga tuttuulartuumun akiliuheaqutigilugitinut taamna $2 million qimma naat qajaxalugup tauuqimma atuligit mineraat maniktakanani Tuktoyaktuumi. Tamakkuaptaqtauqsaqaniartit tuniniartillu ilungittauqilitserivluting atqunangayarmata tamakkua Inuviakutik tamakkuat atoqulugu tauqsaqaniartillu tuniniartillu $29 million atoqulugu tamakkunani tavrani havakaming tamakkunani uqurqurualaqilini tamakkunangini atqunayaqipluttaapkuat manik atoqunikkanga taapkununga Tuktoyaktuum haamlat nganun taapkua Dome Petroleum avvangaluoq tamanna manikatoqpaularaatavrunga tavrani uqurqurualaqikamin tamakkuaptauq uqurqurualaqili tukailipluting havaakalaagutipluting uqurquruaqakiaman tamannaptau hivunikilanga tamananakuuvallaanaquni uqurqurualaqilini hivulleqtaimaaqaneqquaqtaapkuat Dome Petroleum ahituguliattauqtaamna Gulf Canada aqulliuvlutigalaattaapkua esutkut taimaariaqaming tamaraahi tamakkuaptauqtauqsaqaniartittuniniartuallu tamakkuaptauq havaangit nunguplutik tunilivikilaaqhuting qanoquniartuallikiq taimmataamna piligit miñagaat.
Because of the oil industry pullout here in the north, how has that affected your business?
I think it will affect it a little bit down the line because we just finished working through the summer, and I think it will come.
Because of the oil industry pullout here in the north, has that been a main factor? Has it really affected your business?
It definitely has, yeah. It's, in fact, this summer was the first time we sent some equipment south to try to find work down there. And we plan on doing the same again next summer. Spread out and look for work in the southern areas, because there just isn't anything left up here once the oil companies pull out.
Well, I think to go back 3 or 4 months ago, we were really worried that our future, especially this coming year, would be really slow. But I think fortunately for us, the government came up with a fairly good-sized gravel contract, which we were able to get, providing gravel for the shoreline. We were also able to get whatever work that ESSO had, and looks like we've got some work with Shell as well. So I think that our this year will be somewhat slower than last year, but I think overall, you know, we should have a pretty busy season. After that, you know, what happens next spring and summer and following winter, you know, I think it looks like it's going to be a real slowdown for us, but for the next several months, things still look like they'll be fairly busy. I think a lot of that is due to the fact that the government contract came through for the gravel.
Because of the downturn in the oil industry, your business has really been affected.
Yes, yes, it has. It's slowed right down, you know, almost to a stop. And all you can do is speculate for next year what's going to happen.
You know, I think people are aware of the bay. The thing that we have got to try to do now is provide better service to our people that are going to be living here forever. You know, the oil companies are temporary, and the residents of this town are here for good. And you know, that's what we're trying to do at the present time, because we've lost the camp business. Now we can really get out there and push everything onto the local people the way it should be.
Tamra tayo maamasa tamakkuat kanut nagalan manin niya gabikaw tamakkuat tabra banin nunaptik ni kanok tayo matuturak tut kutap ko hamlat ngutigil kanok ulit tayo mapigihiligit pat.
And has it really slowed down now because of the oil industry pullout?
Oh, definitely. We've seen a tremendous slowdown in the business with the camps. Basically, we have no more business with them, and that's hurt our business. I can't cite you any numbers or anything like that, but it has hurt, and the prospects maybe for next year don't look very good for us. We're certainly not going to come anywhere close to what we might have done this year. We're going to have to rely on much more of the local support. By that I mean the townspeople for our business. There will still be some camp business to do, but nothing comparative to what we've done in the past year or so.
What types of jobs do you do now that the oil business is shutting down?
Well, we're not doing too much right now. We have a couple of civil contracts, sewage and water, but basically we're just waiting to see what happens with the oil industry and take it from there.
I mean, it was just fortunate for us that a big job did come along this coming winter, when last year's big job with Esso, for example, is not going to be there this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for us, it's it's fortunate, but I don't know. I mean, what's going to happen 2 years from now? Maybe there's not going to be a government project, and if the oil companies don't come back, it could be a real slowdown for us.
Oh, yeah, yeah. If it doesn't, then we'll only have the local people and the government people to rely on to keep the camp open.
Sure. Oh, sure. It's, you know, that's why we were up here in the first place, is to look after the people of the community that live here all the time. And I think in a way it's going to be good, because we'll be able to concentrate on those 900 residents at Tuck the way we haven't been able to do in the past number of months with so much of the camp business. So sure, our sales are going to drop, but I think maybe the local people in this town have got something to look forward to, because we'll be able to cater to them much more than we have been able to in the past little while.
When it talk havanik hivunniortikat economic development piragait inuing mi naipaktortit havak tollo havaatikullo tamakkuningalo naipaktortit havak tonik tuniniartuanigilo tauqqaniarmaqaruuluanigilo tamaraptauq taimaaqmat tamakkuap tauqinuit tauqqaniartillu tuniniarlu taimaaqanaqquat malleruiguplutiguluilangit immaptaguoqqulilluuninuit taimaaqahiligit miuttauqqaniartikaat tamaaniptauq.
It looks to me it might be a downfall, because the oil companies are pulling out of the north, the way it sounds, and we'll soon see how it will go.
But you have looking into the town for more business.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much, Jim.
You're welcome.
Tamaaniptauq kangeqqiniarahiligit migaat kinyaguornagalikkaarihiva tamakkua taimaaqpata.
What do you see in the future for your business?
It's going to be hard to say. This winter is what's going to tell the story. If there's no oil industry back up here by next summer, we foresee shutting the business down possibly, or just scaling down to maybe a quarter of what we're doing now. Just keep a skeleton crew around and see if we can wait it out and hope things pick up.
Well, the short-term future looks good. The long-term future, I guess it's, you know, we feel that we could still survive as a business in a slowdown. You know, there's going to be some work for government and some work for housing corporation and ice roads that we should be able to get every year. But I think for us, you know, it would definitely have to be scaled down, and I think, you know, we would have to just get lean and try to survive the tougher times. And maybe hope that the oil companies come back a little sooner than everybody's predicting.
That's a good question. I don't really know. The only thing I could see in the future is if they do build that road from Tuk to Inuvik, that would help. And if they do go ahead with a pipeline, then that would help Bingo Park. But I can't think of anything else that would really do it at the moment.
Okay. What do you see in the future now that the oil industry is gone? What do you see in the future for the Hudson's Bay here in Tuk?
Well, it's hard to say what the oil industry is going to do. I think it's going to be relatively slow next year. I think there still is going to be the odd bit of business to be done as far as we're concerned here. I can't see it staying like this forever. As soon as the price in oil comes up, I'm sure things will start to boom again. It's just that period between now and when that does happen that the unfortunate thing is that there's not going to be a lot of money in this town, and that's going to reflect in our sales. And you know, it's something we have to live with. You know, however, it's not going to affect anything that we're going to do in this store. You know, we're still going to try to maintain this store as best as possible and service the people in this town as best as we can.
Tabraptagok tamakkuat okhororuat akingit akihilila amatik tamakkua taya ngaharuk ungahik tuaninunanin tamakkua okhororua lakitaawilingita taidna agaraktuanunanun atlanullaka tamakkuat taikitkuat nunaptingnin maani pingayahuting taikitko kihan kangekhenyaagrakkalot taikani Middle East mikpilagit.
Today, Leonard Harry is going to show us how to set a fishnet. Leonard has about 55 meters of netting on hand, but he only needs 27. So he measures off the length he wants. He packs it very carefully so when he gets it to the water, it won't be tangled. Then it's off in the boat. Leonard looks for a good spot to set the net. He'd like to be near the mouth of a creek or in an eddy, but others have already put their nets there. So Leonard decides to put it right in the river. With the help of John Day, he spreads the net and attaches sinkers for the bottom and floats for the top. A stake pounded in the mud will hold the net in place. A heavy stone will hold it down at the deep end. Once the net is in position, it's just a matter of waiting. The best times to check the net are first thing in the morning and late in the evening. Leonard checks his in the morning. He's caught 6 fish, 3 whites, 1 coney, and 2 jacks. Lifting the net carefully is just as important as preparing it. It makes it so much easier the next time you want to use it. Remember, if you do it right, you're sure to catch fish.
Years have passed, changes now are coming fast. Progress calling for the new breed to come forth. The visions in our dreams fulfilled by man and his machines as a breath of promise blows across the north. Oh Canada, look north and see the sleeping giants breaking free. Come help us make our dream a reality. We need your mind, your hands, your heart, your willingness to play your part in the shaping of your Northland's destiny. Men of vision firmly stand to face the challenge of our land. We've learned to walk where we once had to crawl. And the promise of tomorrow is an end to all our sorrow, for this land is surely rich enough for all. Oh Canada, look north and see the sleeping giants breaking free. Come help us make our dream a reality. We need your mind, your hands, your heart, your willingness to play your part in the shaping of your Northland's destiny. Men of vision firmly stand to face the challenge of our land. We've learned to walk where we once had to crawl. And the promise of tomorrow is an end to all our sorrow, for this land is surely rich enough for all. Oh Canada, look north and see the sleeping giants breaking free. Come help us make our dream a reality. We need your mind, your hands, your heart, your willingness to play your part in the shaping of your Northland's destiny. We need your mind, your hands, your heart, your willingness to play your part in the shaping of your Northland's destiny.